This is the SmallRig Hawklock cage for the Sony FX3. In today's video, I want to share my honest feedback after using it on my camera. The video will have 3 sections: what's in the box, the cage's features, and the final summary or my thoughts. Before we get started though, I do have a previous SmallRig cage I wanted to show you guys. I purchased this version of the cage back when I first got my camera about 2 years ago. Now this is the new version, which has a few welcome updates that I'll cover shortly. Now I have to admit guys, I could have thugged it out, as my kiddos say, and kept using this old one. But somehow I convinced myself that I needed this one. I don't think I really needed it, but I did want it. Greed did set in deep, and at that point I didn't give a and I got it anyway. All right guys, enough of the buffoonery, but you gotta admit, that's hella rhythm in that jar of mayonnaise. So let's go ahead and see what's in the box. It looks like the cage is wrapped in recycled paper bags from the 80s, paper or plastic. Also, the cage itself was placed in a soft pouch to further prevent damage during transport. We have 3 little baggies inside that hold the HDMI clamp, NATO rail, and 2 screws, which I'm sure I'm going to lose. Let's touch on the cage's features. SmallRig added extra rubber in places where the camera actually touches the cage. This helps prevent damage to the camera body as well as reduce vibrations moving through the rig. The rubber is placed in a few key areas: the bottom, one of the sides, and under the top NATO rail mount. 3/4 cage, 1/2 cage. The Hawklock cage has 3 mounting points. The older cage only had 2. The 3rd point of contact helps prevent any unwanted twisting. On my previous half cage, the grip side of the camera was exposed, which I didn't mind. However, this older model prevented me from adding a grip handle. The new cage has 1/4-20 threaded and locating holes on the right side now, so I can now add additional accessories like a hand grip if I need to. The top NATO rail. Now this is perfect for adding a top handle, which is ideal when hand holding your camera. The Hawklock version's NATO rail is offset towards the front, which allows access to the camera hot shoe. The previous Gen 1 version covered the hot shoe mount, which made it inaccessible. Now I'm not a fan of putting anything in the FX3's hot shoe except for the Sony top handle, but if you wanna, the Hawklock top plate allows access to the hot shoe without removing the NATO rail. Strap slots. The Hawklock cage also has strap slots cut into both sides of the cage. I like this feature because I use Peak Design's anchors or dingleberries to mount straps to my camera when hand holding. There are 2 slots on the right side, which allows you to use any of the many readily available hand straps they sell on Amazon. Let's talk about the color, fit, HDMI clamp, and the hinged battery door. The metallic or gunmetal gray color works really well with the Sony FX3, and I'm about to show my age here. But I wonder if the designer of this system was a fan of the Silverhawks cartoon. The silver color, the name Hawklock, kind of makes me wonder. SmallRig did an amazing job with the fit for this cage. There seems to be no areas in which the cage touches the camera body to cause scratches when mounted. The HDMI clamp is a standard feature for most modern cages, and this one is no different. I have noticed when not clamped down or in use, the HDMI clamp does rattle and makes a ton of noise. I suggest removing it if not locked down on an HDMI cable to prevent any unwanted noise. The hinged battery door is a great feature for anyone who is using a dummy battery for power. This will prevent the dummy battery from falling out of the camera if the door is removed. I don't use this feature yet, but it's nice to have. There's an Arca Swiss base plate on the bottom. I think this is an underrated feature that most cages offer standard. Every cage that I own has one, which is great. Once the FX3 is installed in the cage, I can quickly transition the camera from a tripod or a gimbal without too much effort at all. Dang guys, we are at the end. The new Hawklock cage from SmallRig is a minor but welcome upgrade to a common accessory we use for our cameras. The extra rubber and 3 points of contact added in key areas to protect the camera from rubbing and twisting is a nice improvement. The offset NATO rail allows access to the hot shoe while still providing a place to mount a top handle or other accessories. The Megatron gunmetal gray matches really well with the Sony FX3, and additional strap slots make it much easier for us that on occasion want to use a hand or neck strap. All right, ladies and gents, that about covers it for this video. You guys stay creative and have fun out there. I'm out.